you were brought up in Plymouth, yeah?
Yes, yeah, I grew up in Plymouth.
What's the crack with the seaside there? Have you got like a lovely sandy beach? Were you brought up by the seaside and that?
Yeah, so it's a seaside town. It's called like a Plymouth, England's Ocean City or something like that. I think it's like the kind of city tagline.
Oh, because is it anywhere near Southampton?
Well, not really, but it's not far.
Okay, it's just
It's like a couple hours away.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But I live near there too. I lived in Gosport for a little while, but when I lived in Plymouth, like you've got the Barbican in the Hoe, which is all the seafront. It's nice, like kind of touristy if you're going to visit. Living there is a different thing. The best, one of the best things I've ever done is leave Plymouth. Like it's just this weird kind of, not all of it. Obviously, my experience is from the specific sliver that I have.
Well, people say the same about this town that we're in, this beautiful seaside town that we love so much.
Though, right?
Exactly. I don't think it's natural to want to sort of flee and find new experiences. So, like you saying that about Plymouth doesn't necessarily mean bad things about Plymouth. You know,
it's just my experiences weren't good, and I don't really like to visit. I can only visit for a couple of days at a time, and I think part of this is because I was bullied in school, right? Pretty relentlessly. I was short. I had a stutter. I have a stutter, but it was real bad then. Like I've got it mostly under control now.
Kids are shit, aren't they?
Yeah,
not our kids. I mean, school kids. The ones that bullied us in particular. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Like they're ruthless as well. But I guess it comes from a place of innocence too. They don't know any better yet, do they? Or their parents haven't done their job or something. So yeah, I was one of 6. So most of my clothes were hand-me-downs. Relentlessly bullied and all of this sort of noise. It wasn't until I left that I really discovered who I was. So like now I'm very confident, right? And I'm not arrogant with it, but I'm very sure of myself. I know who I am. I've been pushed past breaking point and I flexed back and I healed. And so now I'm very confident in myself. I'm full of myself. I don't really get shy. I don't really get anxious anymore. I'm confident. But then when I go back there, it kind of reminds me of the victim I used to be. And when I would get picked on, or I'd get beaten up, or I'd get my stuff taken off me, or my lunch money taken off me, or I would give people my lunch money to hope that they would be my friend or something, and I'd have people pretending to be my friend, and it was just a ruse to beat me up and all of these horrible things. And so then when I go back there, I didn't know where I was. I had a lot of people around me in my family doing that thing that I've mentioned before, where they pop your bubble to make themselves feel better. So if I ever tried to come out of my comfort zone, a good example was music. It ended up being my job now eventually, but I started to learn guitar and I was told that's annoying, stop it, play it quieter, right?
Oh, jeez.
And then I tried to sing. When you first try and sing, it's never going to sound good. I was told singing doesn't suit me. So I didn't even start, I got my first guitar when I was 13. I didn't start trying to sing until I was 21, 22. And I lived hundreds of miles away. And even at that, I wouldn't sing in front of people. I wouldn't sing even in front of really close friends, because I was so shy and insecure, because they wouldn't let me get out of my comfort zone without driving me back in there. So every time I go down there, I do kind of feel this a kind of way again, like this kind of like insecure. I used to walk all the way to work and back because I couldn't get on the bus and ask for a child single because I didn't want to stutter and look like a dickhead. And all of these things, I've grown, I've flourished, I'm a man now. I have a gorgeous girlfriend, I've got my kids, I've got my house, I've got my friends, I've got my job, I've got my system, and it's all thanks to me, right? Like, and the hard work that I've done, and then I was lucky enough to get some opportunities. But every time I'm back there, it does kind of flick in my head this kind of way that I was as a victim. I've got a couple of really good friends there, and a few like mates and like.
So you don't go back too often?
No, it's hard because obviously my brothers and my sister are down there, and my mum is down there, and they're my kids' mum's mum, so the kids' nana's down there too. So I have to go down so they can have a relationship with them and stuff. But then every time I'm down there, when I moved away, I had to change a bunch of things about myself. One of the things was I could never admit when I was wrong. I would always scramble. So even if I said that the sky is green and you're like, it's not, mate, it's blue, I would argue that green is a shade of blue and it's in the same hue system of the primary color. I couldn't just say, you know what, mate, my bad.
That's human nature. Like it's human nature to do that, but my God, it gets in the way of some really good moments, doesn't it?
That trait
that we all have.
Yeah, and it blocks out so much. And all of these things, like very ego fueled. All the things that I changed about myself, they're still doing. So obviously, I moved to Gosport first, and I met a bunch of people there, which helped me learn certain lessons. And then I moved up here, and I learned. And now I've taken enough from all of these people that I've met, and I've grown, and I'm my own person, and I'm established, and I'm confident, and I'm happy. But then I go back down there, and all of these people are still in this like, oh well, who do they think they are? So who do you think you are? Humble yourself. Like, I've been humbled so hard by life that I'm happy with who I am. I'm content with who I am. And I go back there and I see they're still doing the same things, and they're talking about they're retelling the same stories from when I left.
Well, you should be,
almost a decade ago.
You should be grateful, because you've got that marker to remind you how, like, where you've come from, and where, how far you've come, and how it's an ongoing journey. You still got so far to go.
Yeah.
It's just worth having that little nightmare there waiting for you. Just remember, if things go really bad, you could end up back there. So keep going.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
This is not to say that Plymouth's a bad place or anything. So I'm talking about going back to your old scenario where you've come from. It doesn't. We mean in this scenario, this example, it's linked to a place, but we're talking about, like, it could be relationships, it could be workplaces, it could be anything.
I mean, as a place, it's just a place, right? Like, it is pretty. So, like I said earlier, if I would recommend you go visit.
Well, funnily enough, actually, my granddad was from Plymouth, right?
Oh yeah,
I know.
I never knew that.
Yeah, there you go. So I went back there as a kid, like a young kid and stuff, and it was really beautiful and very special. I just wondered if, like, they say that you should live by the sea at least once in your life, don't they? It really just gives you something special in your soul, just to have that wide open space that you just don't see.
That humbling vastness of looking out.
Yeah, vastness.
At the ocean.
Because I'm from Coventry.
Yeah.
Coventry is the centre of the country. I'm pretty sure that it's like as far away from the sea as you can get.
Is it like landlocked, is it?
Well, to say the least, yeah. I mean, it's hundreds of miles to the sea from there. If it's true that you should live by the sea once in your life, then for sure you should live in a big city too, right?
Yeah.
Coventry's not the biggest
city.
Learn
a lot from it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I learned a lot, I'm very grateful to have been brought up in Coventry. It's not the biggest city, but it's not the smallest city either. So it's like it's the manageable thing to squeeze into your head as a kid, as you're working out what it is that you've been born into. You can kind of work it out. There's all these different areas of Coventry, and then you have the town centre. And I'm very grateful for being brought up there.